Okay, now let us solve question number 10 from the practice sheet. Question number 10 says the angles of depression of the top and the bottom of an 8-meter tall building. Okay, so what it says is the angles of depressions of the top and the bottom. So it means for observing the top there is also the angle of depression, and for observing the bottom there is also the angle of depression. ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है कि एक बिल्डिंग के टॉप का भी एंगल ऑफ डिप्रेशन हो और एक बिल्डिंग के बॉटम का भी एंगल ऑफ डिप्रेशन हो? ऐसा तभी हो सकता है जब मुझे बिल्डिंग के टॉप को देखने के लिए हेड को नीचे करना पड़े और बॉटम को देखने के लिए भी हेड को नीचे करना पड़े। ऐसा कब होगा? जब बिल्डिंग का हाइट मेरी हाइट से कम होगा। ओके, अगर बिल्डिंग का हाइट मेरी हाइट से कम है देन डेफिनेटली मुझे बिल्डिंग की टॉप को देखने के लिए भी हेड को नीचे करना पड़ेगा और बिल्डिंग के बॉटम को देखने के लिए भी हेड को नीचे करना पड़ेगा। लेकिन ऐसा कैसे होगा कि बिल्डिंग का हाइट मेरी हाइट से भी कम है? इतनी छोटी कौन सी बिल्डिंग होती है? सो अगर बिल्डिंग का हाइट मेरी हाइट से ज्यादा भी है तब भी अगर मैं एक ऐसी बिल्डिंग पे खड़ा हो जाऊं जिसका हाइट उस कंपैरेटिवली दूसरी बिल्डिंग से ज्यादा है, देन ऑल्सो दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग कैन हैपन. Okay, if I am standing on a tall building and I am observing a shorter building, okay, whose height is less than compared to the building on which I am standing, then definitely मुझे उस छोटी बिल्डिंग को देखने के लिए हेड को नीचे करना होगा. उसके टॉप को देखने के लिए भी हेड को नीचे करना है और बॉटम को देखने के लिए भी हेड को नीचे ही करना है. सो इट सेज एंगल ऑफ डिप्रेशन. तो हम यहां से इतना कंक्लूजन निकाल सकते हैं कि जो ऑब्जर्वर है, observer is definitely at more height compared to the height of the building. Okay, then only we can have the angle of depression for the top and angle of depression for the bottom as well. Okay, so what I can say is, just reading this much question I can conclude that on this ground level there is a building, let us say this one, which is under observation. Let us say AB is the building जिसे मैं ऑब्जर्व कर रहा हूं, जिसे ऑब्जर्वर देख रहा है. सो अब ऑब्जर्वर ने इसके टॉप को देखने के लिए भी हेड को नीचे करा और इसके बॉटम को देखने के लिए भी हेड को नीचे करा. इट मीन्स ऑब्जर्वर जहां पर खड़ा है दैट बिल्डिंग इज कंपैरेटिवली एट अ ग्रेटर हाइट. ओके, let us say this is the height of the building on which observer is standing, and you can see why I have drawn this height more compared to this, because अगर observer यहाँ खड़ा होगा तो definitely उसे इस top को देखने के लिए head को नीचे करना पड़ेगा और definitely इस bottom को देखने के लिए भी इस head को नीचे करना पड़ेगा. ओके, सो यहाँ तक हमने conclude कर लिया. Now, the angles of depression of the top and the bottom of an 8-meter tall building. So, building का height कितना दिया है? It is 8 meters. Okay? From the top of a multi-storied building are 30 degree and 45 degree. So, definitely from the top of a multi-storied building, it means the observer is standing here. So, from here, this is the horizontal line. Okay, this is the horizontal line. So if observer moves his head 30 degree downwards, then he will be able to observe this A point. That is, this angle is given as 30 degrees. Okay, then if observer moves his head 45 degree downwards from the horizontal, he will be able to observe this A point, and this particular angle will be 45 degrees. Okay, this angle will be definitely 45 degrees. Now further it says, find the height of the multi-storied building and the distance between the two buildings. So what you need to determine is height of the multi-storied building. This is the multi-storied building on which the observer is standing, and the distance between the two buildings. So my task is to determine the value of DC and my task is to determine the value of BC. सो ये दो वैल्यूज हमें कैलकुलेट करनी है. ओके, नाउ we do not have the length other than the length of this tower, that is AB. We only have the length of this tower now, of this building. I need to determine this BC length and I need to determine this DC length, but I do not know anything other than these two angles and this AB. So how should I approach this question? The first important thing that I can observe in this particular figure is this is the horizontal line. Okay, so if A is the top of this building, from this point also I can draw a horizontal line like this. So this is a horizontal line. Okay, this is a simple horizontal line. Then if this angle is 45 degree, this is a Z. You can see this bottom and this line are two parallel lines, and this is a transversal, this BD. So definitely this angle is also 45 degrees, the alternate interior angles. Okay, I am talking about these two angles. I am talking about these two angles, that is formed by this line and this line, because these two lines are parallel and this is a transversal. So this is 45, so this is also 45. This is what we can understand. Okay, now I have drawn this horizontal line from point A. Let us say this point intersects my multi-storied building at point E. Okay, if you observe AE line is also parallel to this line. This is also horizontal line, this is also horizontal line. So definitely these two are the parallel lines, and AD is acting as a transversal for this line and this line. So definitely the alternate interior angles must be equal. So I will say this angle is 30 degree and this is the Z formation like this. So definitely this particular angle is also 30 degrees. Okay, this angle is 30, this angle is 45. This is what we have understood till now. So what we can do is, let us first draw this diagram again and mark all the values, because in this diagram I have highlighted many different things. So it may get you may get confused with this diagram. So let us say this is AB. Okay, this is DC. Okay, and this is a horizontal line drawn from this A point. So this point is point E. Okay, and this is 8 meters, and if I join this particular angle, this line, this angle is 30 degree. Okay, and if I join this BD, I will have this angle as 45 degrees. Okay, and I need to calculate DC and BC. Now you can see I have removed these two angles. Okay, I have drawn just this much angle. Why I have removed that two angles? It is because when I need to calculate the values, I need to observe only those angles which are included in some right angled triangles. You can see this angle and this angle are not getting included in any right angle triangle. So that's why I have used only these two angles. Now this will make our question simpler. So in this question, this is the triangle. Okay, this is the diagram. What we can see is AB and EC are equal. Why? Because AE is a horizontal line drawn from this point A. So height of point A is equal to height of point E. Okay, so definitely this is 8 meter. So this should also be 8 meter. Okay, let us say this BC is X. So this AE will also be X. It is a rectangle, and let us say this DE length is H. So what I can see is BC को हमने X मान लिया, और DC जो हमें कैलकुलेट करना था, DC is equal to DE plus EC. So this is 8 meter and I have assumed that this is H meters. Okay, इसका height हमने H meters मान लिया. Now observe triangle ADE. Again you can see this question is similar to the 9th question. Here I have two variables, X and H. So if somehow I determine a relation between these two variables and I get two different relations, that is two equations, I can solve them and calculate the value of x and h. Okay. So let us first observe triangle ADE. Okay, ADE triangle. I can say this angle is 30 degree, this is h and this is x. I can see I can apply this angle is this DE is perpendicular with respect to this angle, and this x is, this AE is base with respect to this angle. So I can apply perpendicular upon base, that is tan theta. So tan of 30 degree is equals to perpendicular upon base is equals to h upon x. Now tan 30 degree means 1 upon root 3, which is equal to h upon x. So this will give you x is equals to h root 3. This is what you can get. Now further, this angle is 45 degree. So in triangle you can see BCD. Okay, in triangle BCD, I can see this angle is 45 degree, this DC is perpendicular with respect to this angle, and this BC is base with respect to this angle. So I can write tan of angle 45 is equals to perpendicular upon base. What is the perpendicular? Perpendicular is this DC. What is DC? DC is h plus 8. So in place of DC I can write h plus 8 divided by base. What is base? Base is x. So here I can write x. Now tan 45 is 1. So you will get x is equals to h plus 8. So we have two equations, x is equals to h plus 8 and x is equals to h root 3. This is first equation, this is second equation. So just use these two equations. I can see if I substitute x is equals to h root 3 in this equation, I will get an equation which is in single variable. So if I substitute x is equals to h root 3, this will become h root 3 is equals to h plus 8. So this will give you, if I shift this h from RHS to LHS, it will become h times root 3 minus 1 is equals to 8, and h will be equals to 8 upon root 3 minus 1 meters. Or what you can do is, you can rationalize this root 3 minus 1 by multiplying and dividing by root 3 plus 1 and root 3 plus 1. Okay, then you will get h is equals to 8 root 3 plus 1. It do not matter much. You can write this value as it is, or what you can do is, you can write h is equals to 8 upon root 3 minus 1, and you can multiply this by root 3 plus 1 and divide this by root 3 plus 1. So you will get 8 root 3 plus 1, and in the denominator it is root 3 minus 1 and root 3 plus 1. So this will be root 3 square minus 1 square. So you will get 8 times root 3 plus 1 upon 3 minus 1 is 2. So this will give you 4 times of root 3 plus 1 meters. Okay, so this is the value of h. It do not matter much whether you write it like this or like this. It's your choice. You can use this or use this. So we have h, but do we need to calculate the h? Is our task to calculate the h? No. Our task is to calculate the length of DC. We have EC as 8 and DE as h. So h is equals to 4 root 3 plus 1. So DC will be equal to h plus 8, which is 4 times root 3 plus 1 plus 8. This will give you 4 root 3 plus 8 plus 4, that is 12. So this is in meters. This is DC. This is the length of DC. Now what is x? X is the length of BC. So I need to calculate x also. X is what? It is h root 3. So in place of h I can write 4 times root 3 plus 1. So x will be 4 times root 3 plus 1 into root 3. So this will give you 4 times 3 plus root 3 meters. This is the length of BC. Okay, because BC is equal to X. So try to understand the concept, try to understand the approach. I have just applied the simple approach that I have two variables, I need to determine the value of these two variables, and for that I need two relations between them. So I somehow try to deduce two relations and then solve them to get the values. Okay. So this is the solution for this particular question. The important thing in this question is that it says that the angle of depression of the top and bottom. So if it says that for a building the angle of depression for the top and bottom. So to observe the top I need an angle of depression, and to observe the bottom and I need again an angle of depression. It means definitely I am standing on a tower which is, or standing on a building which is far larger or far more in height compared to the tower of observation. Okay. So from this I have deduced this particular relation that DC is greater than AB. Okay. So this is the solution for question number 10. Now let us move on to question number 11. Question number 11 says a 1.5 meter tall boy is standing at some distance from a 30 meter tall building. A boy whose height is 1.5 meter and he is standing at some point at some distance from a 30 meter tall building. Okay. So let us first draw the diagram for this much situation. Okay, because if we start drawing the diagram we can solve this question more easily. Okay. So let us say this is the boy. Let us say boy is AB and he is 1.5 meter tall and he is standing at some distance sorry, and he is standing at some distance from a 30 meter tall building. So there is a 30 meter tall building in front of the boy. Let us say this DC is the 30 meter tall building. Okay, it's a bit inclined, let me draw it vertically. Now it's better. This is D. Okay, and this is the boy. So this is the 30 meter tall building. The angle of elevation from the eyes of the top of the building, okay, from the eyes of the boys, the angle of elevation from his eyes, from the boy's eye of the top of the building increases from 30 degree to 60 degree as he walks towards the building. So what it says is the boy is currently standing here and he is observing the top of the building, and when he starts moving towards the building, when he moves in this direction, the angle of elevation will increase. This is a basic concept, you can observe it yourself. If you are observing a tall building and if you move towards the building, you need to observe, you need to move your head more up, okay, like this and backwards to observe the top of the building. Why? Because the angle of elevation is continuously increasing when you are moving towards the building. So from this position the angle of elevation is increased from 30 degree to 60 degree when the boy is moving towards the building. So you need to find the distance he walked towards the building. So what it says is currently the boy is standing here and this is the horizontal, means if the boy do not move his head in any direction he will be able to observe this point. Okay, if he is standing like this simply and just observing whatever is in front of him, and if he is not moving his head up or down, that is his head is horizontal, then this he will observe this point. Okay, this is the horizontal line, and to move and to observe the top of the building he need to move 30 degree his head up in upward direction. Okay, this is the point D. So he moved his head 30 degree to observe that D point when he is standing here. Now what happened? He started moving towards the building and he moved, let us say, till this point. Let us say he moved till this point and this is EF. Let us say new position of the boy is EF. So if he is moving towards the building, do the level of his eyes will change? No, I am just moving like this. Does it mean that if I move my height will increase or my height will decrease? नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होगा. मैं अगर आगे मूव कर रहा हूँ या पीछे मूव कर रहा हूँ, मेरे हाइट का लेवल, मेरे आइज का जो लेवल है वो लेवल चेंज नहीं होगा. ओके, सो इफ ही इज ऑब्जर्विंग द टावर फ्रॉम दिस EF पोजीशन, अगेन दिस E will lie on this horizontal line. ओके, E पॉइंट कहाँ लाई करेगा? उसी हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइन पे लाई करेगा जहां पर बॉय ने जिस पोजीशन, जिस लाइन से बॉय ने देखना शुरू किया था. ओके, सो if he observe the top of the building from this E point, he need to move his head 60 degree upwards. So this angle is 60 degrees. Okay, this angle is given as 60 degrees. Now it is asking find the distance he walked towards the building. तो हमें ये निकालना है कि बॉय ने बिल्डिंग की तरफ कितना डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल करा. ओके, yes, we just need to calculate the distance the boy walked towards the building. So the initial position of boy was B, final position was F. So definitely he has moved the distance BF. So we need to calculate the value of BF. Okay, we need to calculate the value of BF. Now what we can see is, let us say this point is G, this AB and this GC both are equal. Okay, so AB is 1.5, so GC is equals to also 1.5. So what will be the length of DG? The length of DG will be equals to 30 minus 1.5, that is 28.5 meters. Okay, the length of DG is 28.5 meters and my task is to calculate the value of BF. Now how should I calculate the value of BF? Let us say BF is X. Okay, let us say BF is equal to X. Now first let us try to think, let us try to reduce, let us try to visualize the right angled triangles in this particular diagram. What right angles triangles I can see? I can see ADG is a right angled triangle and EDG is also a right angled triangle. And in both the right angled triangle, this AG and EG are coming into the picture. And I can see this BF is related to this AG, that is the side of this bigger triangle, and also related to EG, which is the side of this smaller triangle. So I can see that BF is basically equals to AG minus EG. I can see BF is equals to AG minus EG. Okay, or I can say AE is equals to AG minus EG because AE and BF both are same. So this is, or I can write this as AE. Okay, because AE is equals to BF. This is what we can see. Now observe the triangle ADG. In the triangle ADG, you can see an angle is given as 30 degree and this DG is a perpendicular with respect to this angle in triangle ADG, and this AG is base with respect to this angle. So how to relate perpendicular and base? By tan theta. So tan of 30 degree is equals to DG upon AG. So the length of AG will be equals to, this is DG, DG is 28.5, and what is tan theta? Tan 30 degree, it is 1 by root 3. So this root 3 will get multiplied and this is the value of, this is the length of AG that we have got. Okay. Further, if I observe triangle EDG, in triangle EDG, this angle is 60 degree. This is perpendicular with respect to this angle and this is base with respect to this angle. So perpendicular upon base, again the same concept, that is tan theta. So tan 60 degree, this time we have angle as 60 degree, is equals to DG perpendicular upon base is EG. So EG will be equals to DG divided by, now what is tan 60 degree? It is root 3. So this will give you root 3. Okay. So EG is equals to 28.5 root 3 upon 3. This is what we can have. Okay. Now what is 28.5 upon 3? We can solve this. This is 3 ones are 3 and 3, this is 3 nines are 27, 0.35s are 15. So the value of EG is equals to 9.5 root 3. This is the value of EG. But I need to calculate the value of AE. AE is equal to AG minus EG. So AE is equals to 28.5 root 3 minus 9.5 root 3. So this will give you 28 minus 9. How much 28 minus 9? First subtract 10, so it is 18, and add 1, so it is 19. So this will give you 19 root 3 meters. This is equal to AE or BF. Okay, the length of AE and BF are equal. So boy has moved this much distance, that is 19 root 3 meters, to observe, to have an angle of elevation of 60 degree from 30 degree. Okay, if we move towards the building, the angle of elevation will increase, and from 30 degree the angle of elevation has increased to 60 degree when the boy has moved 19 root 3 meter towards the building. Okay, so this is the solution for this question. You can see the solution is not at all lengthy, only the approach, only the way of thinking is lengthy. Okay, you need to think a lot while solving such questions. You need to observe, you need to think this horizontal line, you need to think this rectangle, you need to think how to relate this particular side with the two given right angle triangles in this figure. Okay, this should be the approach while solving the question. So what you need to do in this chapter is you need to solve a lot of questions. N number of questions, any questions that you can solve in this chapter will be beneficial to you. Okay, this chapter requires lot of practice. And also this chapter is very interesting. You can see all are practical examples. This is what you used to do. Okay, you do this in practical life. You are observing a tower, you move towards the tower, you need to move your head more upwards. Okay, so this is the solution for question number 11. Okay, so first you note this, then we will continue.